mean a lot to us. She does. She was really a nice young lady.
89-year-old Joshua Whitaker has a picture on his table of his great-granddaughter Shante. He can't believe the 34-year-old mother is dead. Police are hoping someone recognizes that light-colored SUV. They're looking for more surveillance video in this case. And again, Brian, they're asking anyone who might know anything to come forward.
34-year-old Shante Whitaker is described by her family as a young, beautiful woman and scholar who enjoyed playing tennis. Most importantly, she was the mother to a 13-year-old girl. As someone who made it a point to stay away from controversy of any kind, it caught friends and family off guard when a tragic chain of events hit way too close to home. Just after 9:30 p.m. on October 9th, Chester police responded to an apartment on the 1200 block of Curran Street in Delaware County for a possible medical emergency. Upon arrival, they would find an unresponsive woman on the living room floor.
Police are trying to figure out how a woman died inside her apartment in Delaware County. Officers in Chester were called to an apartment in the 1200 block of Curran Street last night. That is where they found 34-year-old Shante Whitaker dead, bleeding from her head. Officers found what appears to be bullet holes in her living room wall and window and several spent shell casings in front of the apartment. We're working to learn what led to the shooting and if there are any suspects.
The victim was identified as 34-year-old Shante Whitaker, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene. After careful inspection of the scene, investigators located multiple shell casings from different guns on the street and several bullet holes in the building, including one inside of the living room wall and window and all throughout the apartment. Police believe at least one of the shooters was in a light-colored SUV and fired the gun as the vehicle was moving. They do not believe that Shante was the intended target. According to Shante's daughter, she was in the shower when she heard a loud pop. After checking to see where the sound was coming from, she would find her mother's lifeless body on the floor of the living room, something that would stick with her forever.
Killed inside her apartment this week was the victim of a stray bullet. Officers turned out to the woman's apartment Monday night to find her bleeding and unresponsive. As they searched for clues, they found a bullet hole in the wall that appeared to come from outside. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson live at that scene tonight. Becca, police would very much like the public's help on this.
They would, Brian. This crime is terrible. A woman was in her own home, her 13-year-old daughter in there with her when bullets came into the house. Police believe that that shooting was going on outside, and this woman was hit and killed.
Mean a lot to us. She does. She was really a nice young lady.
89-year-old Joshua Whitaker has a picture on his table of his great-granddaughter Shante. He can't believe the 34-year-old mother is dead.
Shante, this didn't deserve to Shante. A young, beautiful lady, never got in any trouble.
Shante was killed Monday night when a stray bullet came into her apartment on the 1200 block of Curran Street in Chester.
Her daughter was in the bathroom taking a shower and she heard the pop, pop. And then she went in the living room. That's where she found her mother down on the floor.
It happened around 9:30 p.m. Monday. Investigators say there were multiple shell casings from different guns. The bullet holes are still riddled through this building. Police believe some of those bullets may have come from a shooter in this light-colored SUV.
We didn't want to risk us being in the crossfire because it was so close.
Jaisha Acevedo was home with her 10-month-old when she heard the gunfire.
That's the worst part about it, is that you could just be sitting home, you have nothing to do with any of this, and next thing you know, you're gone because a stray bullet hits you, and that's not fair.
She says she wants to move. Meanwhile, the Whitaker family is grieving and is asking whoever was responsible to turn themselves in.
I'm praying with them, you know, God-fearing man, so prayer.
As of right now, there are still no suspects or motive in the case, and police, along with family, are encouraging anyone with information to come forward. The case remains ongoing.